Debbie, who are you and what do you do?
Who am I and what do I do? That is a very good question. I bet a lot of people ask that, including me. I am Debbie Matenopoulos. I am a Greek immigrant kid that grew up in Richmond, Virginia. I should say first generation because I'm the first person in my entire family to be born in America. I very early knew that I wanted to do something in the entertainment industry. I wasn't quite sure what it was, but I remember seeing Madonna roll around on the stage at the MTV Video Music Awards when I was probably way too young to be watching it with my older brothers and sisters singing like a virgin. And I said, I don't know what those people are doing there, but I want to go. So I set my sights on moving from Richmond, Virginia to New York City when I was a kid and working at MTV and going to NYU and ending up on arguably the most successful, most important daytime television show in history, which was The View. And I was chosen by Barbara Walters personally to be the young one on that show. And then everything kind of just went from there. So I write cookbooks, I'm a mom, I'm on TV, I'm a friend, I'm a daughter, I'm every woman.
You have a new cookbook called Greekish.
I do.
What's one Greek tradition you refuse to give up?
One Greek tradition I refuse to. Wow, there's so many Greek traditions I refuse to give up. I am so Greek. And sometimes I don't even realize how Greek I am. My friends will say to me, you're so Greek. Wearing the evil eye. I think I actually have one on here somewhere. I know I do. There you go, look. 2 of them actually. Always wearing an evil eye because in the Greek folklore, they believe that putting the evil eye on you is like a blessing and it keeps all the negative juju away from you and all the negative spirits and the evil spirits. So from the time babies are born, they will safety pin an evil eye to the baby's diaper or the crib or whatever. So that's probably one thing I refuse to give up, even though, a lot of people say that's crazy hocus pocus. I'm not taking any chances, okay?
Did you ever steal a recipe from a family member and pretend it was yours? Be real.
Did I ever? Yeah, I've stolen many recipes from family members and pretended they were mine through the years while I was, maybe cooking for friends or for dates or, I'd be at a party and I'd cook something and people would be impressed. So of course I wanted all the glory. And then when I finally published my first Greek cookbook, It's All Greek to Me, which was years ago, I just told the truth. I said every single one of recipes in here, 120 recipes, they're all my family's. I cannot take credit. I can only say that they taught me how to make these and I make them all the time.
Think fast. You have 20 minutes to make dinner for your family. What are you making?
20 minutes to make dinner for my family. What am I making? I'm probably going to, I know this can be polarizing because a lot of people don't like this. I'd marinate some lamb chops, throw them on the grill because I'm a big griller. I'm about to start another cookbook called Girls Who Grill. So I'd throw them on the grill. I would make a broccoli in the oven, just olive oil, salt, put it in a sheet pan, throw it in the oven and kind of broil it a little bit and get it crispy and delicious, but not too much because you could burn it. Then I would do a smashed potato. Smashed potatoes are a really interesting thing. You take little red tomatoes or just the small ones, you boil them 20 minutes, you take them out, let them cool, dry them, smash them with the bottom of a glass. You put olive oil on the bottom of a glass, smash them till they're flat on a sheet pan. You put onion powder, garlic powder, or fresh garlic if you want. You put some parsley. You then put a tab of butter, a little hint of olive oil, a sprinkle of salt in the oven, bake 350, 375 for about 15, 20 minutes, and they come out beautifully and crispy and delicious, and you can put a dollop of sour cream on top if you want, or some cheese, whatever. That's what I would do.
You can only eat one food for the rest of your life. What is it?
Hands down, not even a question, steak. I am a meat eater.
What junk food can you not live without?
Gummy bears. I have a problem. I'm here to say that an intervention needs to be had. I love gummy bears. As a matter of fact, just last night, this is crazy, I knew I was gonna have to be up early to come here, and I thought, oh gosh, I better go get some coffee. So I go to get coffee because I was gonna have to be up in the middle of the night for the coffee machine. And I walked past the candy aisle and it was like a magnet. I had to go get the gummy bears. I just had to.
Is your kitchen always camera ready, or is there a junk drawer like the rest of us?
There's a junk drawer for about a week. Every week I clean the junk drawer because I have cleaning OCD. I need to have a clean house. I need to have a clean counter. Even when I was young, I couldn't even do my homework until my room was clean. I think I need a serene workspace. So yeah, for once a week I clean it out.
What's the weirdest thing in your fridge right now?
The weirdest thing in my fridge. I have dill pickle mustard, which was interesting. I always like to try these things that I say. I also have cabbage kimchi, but yeah, I don't know, is that weird? I like kimchi. I mean, maybe some places in the world it's weird. I have pickled asparagus. Oh, you know what might be bizarre to some people because they could hardly find it? Something called kefalotiri, which you can only get at a special Greek market, and it's have you ever had saganaki where they light the cheese on fire? They put ouzo on it and light the cheese on fire. I have that specific cheese in my fridge. And if you translate the word kefalotiri to what it means in English, it means head of the cheese.
What's one family recipe that could start a fight at the dinner table?
Depends on what kind of fight we're talking about. Like if everyone's trying to get lasts, go in for the last piece, I would have to say my mom's pasticcio, which is basically a Greek lasagna, except the sauce to it is saucier, if there's a way to describe that. And it's just, instead of the long flat noodles, it's like pasticcio noodles, which are almost like a macaroni. Oh my God. And there's a bechamel sauce on top instead of just the cheese like the Italians do. Oh my God, I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. It is so good. I have chills. Look, I have chills. It is that good.
What's the wildest thing that's ever happened at a Matenopoulos family gathering?
Oh, how much time do you have? And also, am I allowed to say what the wildest thing that has happened at a Matenopoulos family gathering? I mean, look, Greek people are an open book. What you see is what you get. Doesn't matter if you have visitors at the house. Doesn't matter. There's no shame in our game. We are who we are. So there have been proposals. There have been massive breakups. There have been fights where people have left the dinner table, like Thanksgiving, and haven't spoken to each other in months. Someone had to go to the hospital one time because my brother-in-law thought it was a good idea to have the kids out in the go-karts in the middle of the street and their children. What else? Oh, then another hospital. My brother got sick. It wasn't the food. It ended up being diverticulitis, but we thought we had poisoned him. What else? So many things. Laughter. Oh, pregnancy announcements. That's the thing with Greek people. Everything revolves around food. Like joy, tears, deaths, births, laughter, fights. Everything is in a kitchen. So it makes it's just who I am. It makes complete sense that what I would want to do is write cookbooks. I mean, it's where I feel most comfortable.
What's the most un-Greek ingredient you snuck into a so-called Greek dish?
Well, in this book, it's called Greekish because I have done some of that. I don't know, jalapenos. I made a crab jalapeno dip. So no, that's nothing's Greek about that. I made an artichoke jalapeno dip too. Artichoke's kind of Greekish though. Yeah, I would say jalapeno. I would say, 3 Mexican cheese. That's definitely not Greek. And it says on the package, 3 Mexican cheese.
What was the most difficult interview to get through on The View?
The most difficult interview to get through on The View? Of somebody that I interviewed? Okay, the most difficult interview to get through. I would have to say, Tommy Lee Jones is a hard interview. He's a difficult interview because he's a very smart man. And I sometimes wonder if he should have really been an actor or he should have been like something in a much smarter profession. But he's really, really smart. And doing an interview with him, number one, makes you feel incredibly insecure and stupid. Because I'm like, I'm not nearly as smart as you. I can't ask you these questions. So it makes you a little bit insecure. But he really is very cerebral and wants to talk about very serious things. And if you're not up on your information, oh, you're going to be schooled, baby.
Did you have a backstage ritual that fans never saw?
My backstage ritual at The View would probably have been, I'd always listen to music and like kind of get myself hyped up, like, listen to my fun music in my dressing room. And me and my producer, I had a specific producer that used to work with me. We would always just kind of, he'd always say, have a good show. And we'd give each other hugs and then I'd just go out and do it. But nothing really more than just listening to my music and trying to keep the energy light, because you could go out there and it's live TV and you sit down and then suddenly things can take a strange turn. So you need to make sure that you keep yourself centered and light and remember, it's just a TV show. It's just a TV show.
Who was your favorite co-host?
Oh, wow, that's tough. That is tough. I liked all of the co-hosts for different reasons. I'd have to say Star and I were the closest because we were the closest in age, so we used to travel together all the time. Meredith was like my older sister or my aunt almost. You know what I mean? I used to babysit her kids in the dressing room sometimes. So I loved her too. Joy, I was her wingman. I was her layup. I would toss her the basketball and she'd go in and dunk it. So I would always set up her jokes. So I always loved that. And if I really had to choose my favorite co-host, BW. It'd have to be Barbara Walters. If it wasn't for her, I would not have had the job. She single-handedly chose me. And in turn, I probably wouldn't be sitting here. So Barbara Walters.
Least favorite?
Least favorite. Oh, it depends on what day of the week it was. Sometimes Barbara was my least favorite. Sometimes she was my favorite. Same thing with Star, Meredith, and Joy. When you work so closely with people, it's like a family. It really is like a family. You spend more time with a lot of these people at work than you do with your own family at home, especially in television or movies. Like, we have the longest days. So, just like you said, what's the wildest thing that happened at a Matenopoulos family gathering? What's the wildest thing that happened around the table at The View? You pick one. It's the same.
What's the one vice you wish you could give up?
One vice I wish I could give up. But do I wish I could give up? I don't. Coffee. I don't want to give it up. So how about that? Do you know when I was pregnant, not drinking was not even an issue. I was like, who cares? I don't care if I drink again. The coffee, it was a problem where I had to call the doctor and say, I can't do this. I'm going to have to drink coffee. So I'll drink decaf. And then she said to me, no, do not drink decaf because it's full of chemicals. If you're going to drink coffee, just water it down as much as possible. So it was like drinking coffee from like one of the pods that you would put through like 6 times. It was, to anyone else, the most repulsive thing on the planet. And to me, I looked forward to it because that's how much I like coffee.
Was there ever a time when you were told not to do something, but did it anyways?
Was there a time when I was told not to do something, but I did it anyways? Every single day of my life, period, the end. And here I am. If I didn't go against everything that everyone ever said, you'll never do that. It's too hard to be in the entertainment business. No one will hire you for that. You're not this, you're not, I wouldn't be here. Everything I've done, not in a bad way, but I've done it because I had a gut feeling. I had the wherewithal to realize that why is that person doing it and I'm not? They're not any better than I am. I I always go against the grain.
Sweet or savory?
Savory.
Favorite food?
You know, we said steak would be my last meal, but do you know what else I love so much? Pizza. I never met a pizza I don't like. Even bad pizza to me is good pizza. I love you, pizza.
Favorite dessert?
Favorite dessert. Oh, something called galactoburico, which a lot of people may not. Oh, but also lucumades. Okay, lucumades are like a Greek puff ball donut. They were the original donut. Like donuts were invented in Greece, and they were lucumades, and then they came to America, and somehow someone put a hole in them. I don't know how that happened, how that like transgression happened. But anyway, so they're fried dough, and then you drop them in honey and roll them in walnuts and put cinnamon on top. And now they've made them all Americanized and put Nutella and all kinds of stuff in all the places in Greece. But the original, the really like amazing, just regular lucumada is honey, fried dough, honey, cinnamon, and walnuts. And funnily enough, unfortunately for the translation of Greek to English, you'll walk around some of the islands in Greece, and you'll see shops that have signs that say lucumades, and then underneath it says balls dipped in honey. So I really think someone should probably let them know that there's another way to say that. Nonetheless, they are delicious. Then the other thing, the galactoburico, is, I call it galactic booty call because that's what it sounds like. It is so good. It's a custard, a delicious vanilla custard inside of a flaky phyllo, brushed with a honey lemon syrup and cinnamon on top, or brown or powdered sugar. I mean, it's so good you'll cry.
Favorite snack?
Favorite snack? Probably those little like rosemary crackers. You know, those long rosemary crackers I'm talking about? So boring. I don't know, maybe put a piece of cheese on it.
Best place to eat in LA?
Oh, best place to eat? Oh, I'm gonna get in trouble now because a lot of my friends own restaurants. Ah! Okay, best place to eat in LA. Depends on what you want. So I'm gonna say Craig's, because there's a plethora of different stuff that you could get in Craig's Pizza. Oh my God, truffle pizza at Craig's. Oh, delicious. I love you, Craig. Avra, because, you know, I gotta represent my peeps, my Greeks. They have the best fish in town, and the sea bass skewers are incredible. And they actually gave me the recipe, the secret recipe to put in the cookbook. How cool is that? Yeah, Craig's and Avra. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I mean, well, okay, are we also gonna say like Nobu? But yeah, that's a whole different thing.
What's one thing people don't know about you?
One thing people don't know about me, that I'm really a homebody. I mean, I'd much rather stay home and watch Netflix and chill than go anywhere. And there have been premieres that I've been invited to, I swear to you, premieres. And big premieres. And I've been like, yeah, I think I'm just gonna stay home. I'm that girl.
How would you define yourself in 3 words?
Resilient. 3 words. Jeez, that's tough. Okay, so I would say I'm resilient. I'm always optimistic, and I'm honest, maybe to a fault.
Girl crush?
Girl crush. You know who my girl crush is right now? Millie Bobby Brown, because I had never seen Stranger Things, and people had been saying, I can't believe you haven't watched the show. And then I binged it with my daughter, who is also probably too young to be watching this. But her father let her watch it, and I said, I was shooting in New York, I came home, and they're watching. I was like, what are you doing? She's too young to watch it. He's like, no, it's fine. So I'm like, okay, well, if I can watch it with her and cover her eyes during things. She's obsessed with it, and she's obsessed with Millie Bobby Brown, so we've been doing like a deep dive. And now I, too, am obsessed with Millie Bobby Brown. Did you know that she's married to John Bon Jovi's son? I did not know this information. I'm obsessed.
What's the oddest thing you have in your purse right now?
The oddest thing I have in my purse, well, it depends on what you consider odd. I mean, I have tweezers, which every girl should travel with a tweezer. You never know. I have, oh, you know what's probably the oddest thing? Or maybe not if you're a mom. I have a Dave & Buster's card for video games because it still has, some coins on it. And I don't want to just throw it away. I know at some point my daughter will say, let's go to Dave & Buster's. I'm like, hey, I got the card. What else? I have, endless amounts of bubble gum and extra and Mentos and Tic Tacs, probably all at the bottom. Oh, I even have some Euro change thrown in there from, like, I haven't been to Greece or to Europe since last June, and it's still in the purse. Why? Just take it out, it's heavy. That's the only thing I can think of right now. I mean, is that odd?
Who's the most famous person in your phone?
The most famous person in my phone. Wow. I don't even know if these numbers work anymore. You know, I had Bill Clinton's brother's phone number at one point. I don't know if it still works. Roger Clinton. The most famous person. Oh. Jerry Jones. Dallas Cowboys, baby. That's pretty famous. I would have to say that he's more famous than any of the actors I have in there. I got every single Baldwin. Oh my God, should I say this out loud? What if someone steals my phone? Ah!
Prove it.
Prove it, I don't have my phone over here now. No, I'm not showing you the numbers. Oh, I walked right into that. What a dope.
Who's your biggest inspiration?
My biggest inspiration, I would have to say, is my mom. Yeah, I mean, she came here with 2 kids, my brother, my sister, and my dad, with nothing. They hardly spoke English. They put themselves through night school to learn English. They built businesses. My mom, you know, had a successful beauty salon. I grew up in a beauty salon. My dad made furniture for a living his whole life. They worked 2 jobs sometimes to make sure that we had enough. And the reason they came here was for a better life for their family and put us all through college. And I mean, it's like, I often think no matter what I do in my life, I don't think it will ever be as taking as big a risk as my mom did with 2 small children and my dad did, or as impressive as what they had done. I mean, imagine being 28 years old and 2 little kids under the age of 4 and saying, you know what? Let's move to China. And you're like, but we don't speak Chinese. Well, we'll figure it out. And you literally do it. And you do it. You don't have a job. You don't know the language. You don't have friends. And you do it. I don't know if I could ever do something like that. I'd at least have to speak the language and then I could figure it out. But they didn't even speak the language. So I'd have to say my mom. She's pretty awesome. And she's like, has a direct line to God. I mean, not only is she like that, but she's also the kindest, sweetest woman, not a bad bone in her body. All the recipes are hers. I have her to thank for all of my recipes. And so kind.
What's your rating of The Sit?
Well, my rating of The Sit is obviously a 20 out of 10. I mean, you guys killed it. This is awesome. This place is incredible. And if you don't know about this show, you got to get familiar. It's pretty dope. Did you guys not pay the bill?